Mark Guehi, the Crystal Palace captain, looks like he could be subject to a bid from Liverpool. This story grew legs and rapidly went into overdrive last night. And according to Telefootball, Liverpool are expected to make a significant offer for the Crystal Palace defender Mark Guehi, who is only 24. And I think that's a great time to buy a Premier League proven centre-back. That's a great age. You've had your experience. You're the captain of Crystal Palace and you've just won them the FA Cup. Smash that like button. Get your thoughts in on this one, because is it an upgrade on Jarrell Quansah, who is off, isn't he, to buy Leverkusen for around about 30 million? I think so. I've seen a lot of people this morning online saying, is it an upgrade? They're comparing the ceilings between two players there. And listen, what we can't do, in my opinion anyway, is slag off Jarrell Quansah. You know, he came through the academy, he's been on loans, he's really done the rounds. You know, at one point we were calling him the mini Virgil. And I think there was such a key sliding doors moment for his Liverpool career when Jurgen Klopp left. He was so keen to play him a lot of the time. Yes, he made some high-profile mistakes. The biggest one that I can think of, and probably one of the first ones, was the pass to Bruno Fernandes, which knocked Liverpool out the FA Cup, I think it was. We played them twice in quick succession at Old Trafford. I always get confused between the 2-2 game and the 4-3 game, but that was a howler. Also at Newcastle last season. But these are you know, if you're playing for Liverpool and you make a high-profile mistake, these are the things, unfortunately, you get remembered by. But the pedigree and the experience and the kind of the mentality that you need to play at Liverpool, he's shown that in decent measures across his years at Liverpool. So what I don't want to do is speak down on him. But when I go back to that sliding doors moment, when Arne Slot came in, clearly he just didn't fancy him, if I'm honest with you. Yes, he still played a good few games for Liverpool last season and played well in parts. But that Ipswich game must have been mentally such a killer for him, you know, getting dragged off at half-time. So I think he made 12 appearances for Liverpool over the season. Some were sub appearances, some he started. And I just think in another world he would have stayed and been the next successor to Virgil van Dijk. But Arne Slot is a ruthless manager. Ask Jarrell Quansah. He is a ruthless manager. Let's not forget, Doyle made a great point on Hot Topics on Monday, that in Arne Slot's first transfer window at I was about to say Ajax, at Feyenoord, he got rid of 11 players and bought 13 new ones in, which I don't mind. The ruthlessness, I don't mind it. You know, you look at Manchester United in the glory years in the 90s, you know, and even the early 2000s. Beckham goes, you get Ronaldo in. You know, Van Nistelrooy goes, you get Rooney in. Ruthless, man, and that's what wins you titles. And I think maybe there was a thing that you could throw at Jurgen Klopp to say he was almost too loyal to his players and kept them for too long. It doesn't seem like Arne Slot is going to do that. So Mark Guehi, what is it going to cost to get this one over the line? Crystal Palace, we've heard of Diamonde being linked to them. That's almost who they find the replacement for Mark Guehi in. But Palace find themselves in a bit of a difficult situation here, because if they wait on this for another year, he's walking out the door for free. And with a talent like him, the captain, 24-year-old, great age, has won them the FA Cup as captain. You've got to maximise that. And if I was Palace, I'd want at least 40 to 50 mil. We knew last season, didn't we, or in January, that Mark Guehi was touted by Newcastle. Steve Parish was holding out for 80 million. I can't see that happening. It'll probably be around half of that now. But yeah, listen, I'm a big fan of him. I'm definitely a big fan of him. Not the tallest defender. Very athletic. Can jump well. Very strong in the air aerially. And he's a top defender. And Liverpool need a top defender to come into the ranks and almost replace Jarrell Quansah. Upgrade. And if I was to compare them right now, I would say that Mark Guehi is a better centre-back than Jarrell Quansah. That's not to say that in the future, when he's 28, 29, 30, we could be looking at Jarrell Quansah playing for anyone, and we could be saying, wow, he started off at Liverpool, what a great career he's gone on to have. But for me, it's an upgrade. We're looking at upgrades in this window. We're looking at upgrades. If we do bring in Isak, that's an upgrade on Núñez. If we do bring in Kerkez, that's an upgrade on Tsimikas. In my opinion, Jeremy Frimpong, with what he offers, is an upgrade on Trent. And obviously, you know, Florian Wirtz, in my opinion, an upgrade on Szoboszlai. So it's upgrading. It's constantly raising the levels. If you think you're comfy in your position at Liverpool, sleep with one eye open, because there will be someone that we're looking at to replace you and upgrade you. So this one, for me, I'm a big fan of it. There was a tweet here that I wanted to speak to you about from Rory Bond, and it says, I did not see Quansah's career going like that 12 months ago. It feels in some way it ended after the 45 minutes at Ipswich, which I just spoke about. Not sure if I'd signed for Ten Hag after a pretty tough year, but of course we wish him well. Absolutely, we do wish him well. So listen, it's one of them where the fee is decent, you know, for Quansah, so we can invest that straight away back into to Mark Guehi, who I think would absolutely love the prospect of playing at Liverpool. Coming into Premier League champions, instantly you're going to be in with a chance of being a Premier League champion, a Champions League champion. So that's there. Let us know. Mark Guehi, how do you look at Jarrell Quansah's time at Liverpool, and how much should Liverpool be paying for Mark Guehi? Steve Parish is not going to just roll over for Liverpool, by the way. There's going to be, again, extended talks on that one. In other news, Napoli have lowballed Liverpool, haven't they? They've chucked £37 million at Liverpool for Darwin Núñez. Liverpool would allegedly be happy with 42 million plus add-ons. Initially, they would have preferred just a straight up 50 mil, I think, personally. That's the absolute base figure that you're looking at for, in my opinion, for Darwin Núñez, or what Liverpool would be happy to sell him for. So it's a tough one. On Darwin Núñez, we need to recoup as much as possible. In other news, it looks like finally Florian Wirtz will finally be today unveiled as a Liverpool player. I think, you know, this has been a month in the making now, and I just can't wait to see it. How does Liverpool's lineup look next season? I've just seen a lineup 11 here of what could be Liverpool's 11 next season. Alisson, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez and Frimpong, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Isak, Wirtz and Salah. And that's not even mentioning Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, and everyone else that Liverpool have available there as well. So it's an exciting time. But Florian Wirtz announced as a Liverpool player. How excited are you about that one, by the way? And what shirt number does he take? Let's have a little guess. I'm saying 27, but we'll go back to that one when it is confirmed. But listen, Liverpool making moves. When have we ever seen this from our football club? You know, the Isak link is still there. And I feel like every day that goes on, there aren't any top journalists shutting it down. If anything, they're saying it's a dream signing. You know, Newcastle have a price of 150 million. They're not shutting it down at all. And Newcastle, we know they're in for João Pedro. I think whoever doesn't get Isak should get Ekitike. I think if you look at his stats, he's almost seen as the next Isak as well. Also, Milos Kerkez, that should be announced very soon. Again, that feels like it's taken forever. How many podcasts has he been on with his dad talking about his love for Liverpool? Officially, that hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it will. And also, as we finish this video, I've got to say, large up, hail up to my bro, Joey G. Joe Gomez, 10 years a Liverpool player now. Testimonial settings. I don't really think testimonials happen anymore, but that is some shift, isn't it, for Joey G at Liverpool. So I'm so happy for him. He did an Instagram post today saying that he's still hungry for more success as well. So you've got to take your hat off to him, man. What a boy. Certified Liverpool legend now at this point as well. But yeah, just going back to Quansah, the deal will be agreed in the next 24 to 48 hours as Bayer Leverkusen and Liverpool are at the final stages of the negotiations. Quansah said yes. We understand the final fee will be around £30 million plus 5 million in add-ons as well. So Liverpool making moves, right? Let us know in the chat, how excited are you for next season? But who else do Liverpool now need to bring in? And let me just say this. If Liverpool bring in a Frimpong, Mamardashvili, Kerkez, Wirtz and Isak, that, we talk about dream transfer windows, right? That is a dream transfer window. And obviously, you know, we've already sold Kelleher. We're already going to be selling Quansah. There's rumours about Harvey Elliott. You know, Jota, Núñez, there's still money to be recouped there as well, and we go again. So yeah, interesting. Really excited to see that that Mark Guehi link, a player that we've been looking at for some time. How will he affect the Liverpool team? And happy Florian Wirtz Friday, you beautiful Reds. We'll see you on Sunday, where I'm interviewing our new right back, Jeremy Frimpong. I cannot wait to meet him, understand his vibe. We've already seen what he's like online. It doesn't seem like he's had any media training, but that's a character, that's the personality that we're lacking in football these days. So I hope he just does him and carries on as he is, right? Absolutely love the boy. So get any questions in the chat right now that you'd like me to ask him. I've got 10 minutes with him, so I'll do my absolute best. And by that time, Florian Wirtz will be announced, so I can chuck in a few questions about him, with it being his best mate as well. So let's get that like button pressed. I'll see you on Sunday. Don't forget, on Monday, we'll be back with Hot Topics to talk about this weekend, where there should be some ins and outs at Liverpool. And as we go into the pre-season, I will be in Hong Kong as well. So really looking forward to that. A very exciting time to be a Liverpool fan. How excited are you at home? Smash that like button, get your comments in, and see you on the next video. Take care.